Want to make any man obsessed with you? Not by chasing, begging, or overgiving, but by using subtle psychological tactics that make you unforgettable. Welcome to the power of Dark Stoic Psychology, where control, mystery, and emotional influence are your greatest weapons. Today, we'll dive into 9 social skills that make men addicted to you, without you ever looking desperate. Watch till the end, because the last one is the ultimate game changer. 1. Master the art of presence. In a world full of distractions, true presence is rare and powerful. When you master the art of being fully engaged in the moment, you create an aura of depth and confidence that captivates people, especially men. Most people are physically present but mentally elsewhere, scrolling through their phones or thinking about what to say next. But when you give someone your undivided attention, they feel valued and drawn to you. The key? Active listening and deep eye contact. Instead of just hearing words, focus on the emotions behind them. Respond thoughtfully, not just reactively. Nod slightly, maintain an open posture, and use small verbal affirmations like "that's interesting, tell me more." This makes the conversation feel meaningful and makes him feel seen in a way that few others provide. Another secret weapon? Strategic pauses. When you slow down your speech and allow moments of silence, it builds tension and makes your words carry more weight. This subtle tactic creates an air of mystery and makes people hang on to every word you say. When you master presence, you become unforgettable, because people rarely forget how you made them feel. Be the person who truly listens, and you'll have his attention effortlessly. 2. Speak less, say more. In a world where everyone is constantly talking, those who speak with intention and control stand out. Speaking less but saying more is an art that creates mystery, influence, and deep attraction. It's not about being silent, it's about making every word count. Many people assume that constant talking keeps a conversation engaging. But the truth? Over-explaining, oversharing, or filling silence with meaningless chatter can actually reduce your impact. Instead, when you choose your words wisely, you create intrigue. You leave people wanting more. The power of brevity. Men, in particular, are drawn to mystery. When you don't reveal everything at once, you create an open loop in their mind, making them curious about you. Instead of giving long, detailed answers, respond with just enough information to keep the conversation going, but not enough to give everything away. White heavy checkmark example. Instead of saying, "I had an amazing weekend. I went hiking, then had brunch with my friends, and later we watched a movie," say, "My weekend? It was interesting." Then pause. Watch how he leans in, eager to know more. By keeping your responses short yet intriguing, you naturally draw people in. Controlled speech creates authority. Think about powerful figures, CEOs, leaders, and public speakers. They don't ramble. They speak with certainty, using fewer words but carrying greater impact. When you slow down your speech and eliminate filler words, you command respect effortlessly. White heavy checkmark. How to do it? Pause before responding. It shows confidence. Replace fillers with silence. It makes you appear more composed. Speak slowly. It makes your words more compelling. This method makes men hang on to your every word, because what you say feels more valuable. Create tension with mystery. One of the most powerful techniques is leaving things unsaid. When you become someone who doesn't always give straightforward answers, you create a psychological pull. Men will keep coming back, wanting to uncover more about you. White heavy checkmark example. Instead of saying, "I like you too," say, "You're interesting," and smile. This slight ambiguity keeps him intrigued and thinking about you long after the conversation ends. Final thought. Speaking less isn't about playing games. It's about being intentional with your words. When you master the balance between saying enough and leaving room for curiosity, you become magnetic. In a world full of noise, be the voice that truly captivates. 3. Use the power of subtle touch. Touch is one of the most powerful, yet often overlooked, tools of attraction. When used subtly and intentionally, it can create an immediate sense of connection and chemistry without feeling forced or obvious. The key is to make it natural and fleeting, leaving just enough of an impression to spark attraction while keeping him wanting more. A gentle brush on the arm during laughter, a light touch on his shoulder while making a point, or a soft tap on his hand when emphasizing something. These small gestures create an unconscious emotional response. Why does this work? Touch releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone, making interactions feel warmer and more intimate. It also signals confidence and comfort with physical closeness, making you appear more engaging and alluring. However, the secret is restraint. If done too frequently, it loses its effect. Instead, make your touches infrequent but intentional, keeping them playful yet effortless. Let the absence of touch build anticipation. When used correctly, subtle touch can make him feel an unexplainable attraction towards you, one he won't be able to ignore. 4. Mirror his movements. Mirroring is a powerful subconscious technique that creates an instant sense of connection and familiarity. When you subtly copy someone's body language, gestures, or speech patterns, it signals that you are in sync with them, without them even realizing it. This technique works because of psychological rapport building. When someone sees their own movements reflected back, their brain perceives it as a sign of similarity and trust. This makes them feel more comfortable and naturally drawn to you. How to use mirroring effectively. If he leans forward while speaking, do the same after a few seconds. If he takes a sip of his drink, subtly take one too. Match his tone and pace of speech to create a natural rhythm. The key is subtlety. If mirroring is too obvious, it can feel forced or unnatural. Instead, let it flow organically and only reflect certain movements, not everything he does. When done right, mirroring makes him feel like you just get him, creating an unspoken connection that draws him in. It's one of the most effortless ways to spark attraction and build deep rapport without saying a word. 5. Master the art of controlled absence. In a world where people are constantly seeking attention, strategic absence creates desire. When you're always available, your presence can lose its value. But when you pull back just enough, you trigger the scarcity effect, making him crave your attention even more. Men are wired to chase what they can't easily have. If you're always texting first, always saying yes to plans, or always around, there's no sense of urgency for him to appreciate your presence. However, when you step back, take longer to reply, or prioritize your own life, he starts to notice your absence, and he misses you. How to use controlled absence. Take a step back from constant communication. Let him wonder what you're up to. Be selective with your availability. Say no sometimes, it increases your value. Invest in your own passions, social life, and goals. Confidence in independence is magnetic. The key isn't to play games but to create balance. Your presence should feel like a privilege, not a given. When you master the art of controlled absence, you become the woman he thinks about, misses, and actively pursues. 6. Evoke emotion with storytelling. One of the most powerful ways to captivate a man is through storytelling. People may forget facts, but they never forget how you made them feel. When you share personal stories with emotion, you create a deep and memorable connection that keeps him drawn to you. Instead of just stating facts, paint a picture with your words. Talk about experiences in a way that engages his imagination and emotions. Use vivid details, expressive tones, and even a little suspense to make your stories more compelling. For example, instead of saying, "I love traveling," say, "I once got lost in the streets of Venice, and for a moment I just stood there, feeling like I was in a dream." This kind of storytelling makes you intriguing and leaves him wanting to hear more. Additionally, sharing emotional moments, whether happy, funny, or even a little vulnerable, creates intimacy. It allows him to connect with you beyond the surface level. The key is to keep it natural and not force it. When done right, storytelling makes you unforgettable. It's not just about what you say, but how you make him feel in the process. 7. Give genuine, unexpected compliments. A well-placed compliment has the power to make a lasting impression, but the key is to make it genuine and unexpected. Most men are used to hearing generic compliments about their looks or achievements, but when you notice something deeper, it stands out. Instead of saying, "You look good today," try something like, "I really admire the way you stay calm under pressure." It's rare to see that. A compliment like this not only boosts his confidence, but also shows that you see him for more than just his appearance. The element of surprise is what makes compliments even more powerful. Compliment him when he least expects it. Maybe when he's talking passionately about something he loves, or when he does something thoughtful. Men may not always express it, but they crave validation too. When you acknowledge something unique about him, it sticks with him. He'll replay your words in his mind, and they'll trigger a sense of connection. The secret? Be authentic. A compliment should feel natural, not forced. When given at the right moment, a simple, heartfelt compliment can make him feel truly seen, and that's what makes it unforgettable. 8. Control the conversation flow. The ability to guide a conversation without dominating it is a powerful social skill that makes men drawn to you. When you control the flow of a conversation, you create intrigue, emotional connection, and deeper engagement. One way to do this is by asking thought-provoking questions that shift the focus from small talk to meaningful discussions. Instead of the usual, "How was your day?" try asking, "What's something exciting you're working on right now?" This makes him think and respond in a way that keeps the conversation engaging. Another technique is the push and pull effect. Show interest, then shift the conversation just as it gets deeper. This keeps the interaction dynamic and prevents it from becoming predictable. Most importantly, be a great listener. Many people listen just to respond, but when you listen to understand, you create a connection that makes you stand out. Use subtle cues like nodding, mirroring his tone, and responding with curiosity to keep him invested in the conversation. When you can steer conversations with ease, confidence, and a little mystery, you become someone he enjoys talking to. Someone who keeps him coming back for more. 9. Master the art of leaving on a high note. One of the most powerful yet underrated social skills is knowing when and how to end an interaction. If you always leave on a high note, when the conversation is flowing, laughter is shared, or the energy is at its peak, you create a sense of anticipation and longing. Think of a great movie that ends with an exciting cliffhanger. It leaves you wanting more, eagerly waiting for what comes next. The same principle applies in social interactions. When you end an encounter at just the right moment, you remain on his mind, making him want to see you again. The key is to exit while the energy is still positive. Instead of letting the conversation fizzle out or become dull, say something like, "I've had such a great time talking, but I have to run. Let's continue this another time." This leaves a lingering impression, making him wish the interaction lasted longer. Leaving on a high note also positions you as someone who is confident, in control, and not overly available. It subtly signals that your time is valuable, making you even more intriguing. The best way to be unforgettable is to leave him wanting more. Mastering these 9 social skills will make you magnetic, without being desperate. The key isn't to chase, but to subtly influence his mind so he can't stop thinking about you. Remember, the most addictive people are those who know their worth, maintain their mystery, and leave an emotional impact. Now tell me, which of these social skills will you start using today? Drop a comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more powerful psychology tips.